Hey, welcome everyone to the 2023 Summit Speaker Orientation. I am pleased to announce our two presenters today, Jackie Damrow and Summer Collins, who are our speaker managers on the Summit Committee for 2023. So I'm going to turn the program right over to Jackie. Over to you.
Thank you and good day, everyone. Thank you for joining. Summer and I are pleased to have been communicating with most of you through email and continue to communicate with you that way until Summit, where we get to see your lovely faces and meet you in person. So please find us and introduce yourselves if we don't get to see you. Today's agenda, we're going to briefly show you who the committee for the 70th STC Summit is, the volunteer introductions and roles, and then we will go through what will happen before the summit, during the summit, and after the summit. Our committee, of course, we have Jane Wilson and Liz Herman, our wonderful co-chairs. So, kudos to them for masterminding everything and the theme of the conference. And then our member volunteers, you can see the list here. Many of them are on the phone. So shout out to all of those that are here today. Well, thank them in chat for putting together this wonderful program that you have this year. Somewhat in COVID. With COVID, we hope would go away, but it's still kind of here. So since we are meeting in person, there will not be a virtual offering this year. And the hotel does follow certain COVID safety protocols that are in place by either the CDC, the state of Georgia, or the Hyatt Regency Atlanta itself. So, come as prepared as you wish to be. We, STC, are not going to make any mandates, but we will post updates or send direct communications if something should change. So again, just come comfortable, bring your water bottle, whatever you need to make yourself comfortable. So before the summit, we need you to register as an attendee. Hopefully all speakers have registered by now. If you have not, please go in and do register. When you get to the payment page, it should say 0. If it does not, then reach out to Erin Galilee so that she can help get you through the registration process. We do have a few speakers yet who have yet to register. So if you can do that, that would be great. The hotel reservation also, if you want a reservation at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta at the Conference Hotel, please do that through the STC block. If you're staying somewhere else, that's great. Do what you need to do. We do have a speaker support page that is on the STC website under the conference, the summit tab. That's where a recording of this webinar will go, and you'll see any due dates that we need to have things from you by. We want you to promote your session through any social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, blog, whatever social media you belong to. Please promote your session so we can get the best of everybody that's going to be there live to attend. Follow your Twitter name with the @STC_summit or the hashtag STC Summit for conference related tweets. So that way we get all the exposure we can to the conference, and it also comes with last minute registrants, which help us make our conference enjoyable for everyone. Preparation. As speakers, we know how to prepare. We need to practice, rehearse, get all of our timings down because we do have a short window of time for our sessions. Our sessions may be 45 minutes in length or 90 minutes in length. We have to allow for introductions in the beginning, Q&A at the end, interruptions in between for whatever may occur. If you are doing a 90-minute session, there will be a 15-minute break between your sessions so that gives others opportunity to get to where they need to go. So be prepared for a 15-minute break. Your slides, if you're using a slide package, we recommend that your ratio be 16:9. So in PowerPoint, we give you the directions. Whatever your tool of choice is, as long as it meets that 16:9 ratio, that's all that we ask. We have one other ask. I'll get to that in a moment, but That is the main thing that we need for your presentation. If you need the conference committee, you want to ask us to help be a listening audience as you walk through your presentation with one of us, just to get feeling that it's right material, we're here for you. We can review your content for the experience level. So if you said it's a beginner or you said it's an advanced, we can help make sure that your content meets what the audience level is that you require, you stated. Handling audience Q&A, we can give you tips on how to handle that. There are many different ways, just as Aaron introduced how we're going to do question and answers in this session. You can do something similar or whatever works for you. And then we can help you with general information questions about presentations, some about the hotel, but feel free to ask Summer and I anything. We will try and respond back. And if we don't know, we will go find it and get back to you. So how do you ask the conference committee anything? Email stcsummit@gmail.com, and one of us on the committee will be answering your emails. So before the summit, I talked about your slides. So polish your presentation. Again, whatever slideware tool you wish to use, you're free to use that. All we do ask is that you use the STC Summit cover slide. That can be a slide in your presentation package, or if it's an image of the STC cover slide, that's all we ask. You have the beginning slide be uniform for all of our presentations, and we will send out that template by the 1st of May. We also ask that at the end of your presentation, you add one more slide that says, please remember to fill out your STC speaker and conference evaluation forms. There'll be a link for that in the program, and it will be announced throughout the STC conference how to access the speaker evaluation as well as the conference evaluation itself. In your presentations, make sure you have your Twitter handle, the hashtag STC Summit, and your session name or topic name on each of your slides. This helps brand everything and makes it easy for people to tweet out about yourself, your session as you are presenting. Of course, for accessibility concerns, use standard fonts, avoid complex colors, and all the other things that we as technical communicators should be applying for accessibility for our audience, as well as the recordings that will be going on. So during the summit, what do you do? Well, we all will meet at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. All of our sessions are in that one location. The expo area where our vendors will be, that you can go visit, talk with, sit and view demos, whatever that may be, will be at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. Check your program for the session dates, times, and rooms, and you see the URL to the schedule on the STC website. The preliminary schedule is up and available for you to look at. And we are still in the process of assigning rooms. So the full program schedule will be updated later this month with room numbers for all of those of us who are speaking. So then we can look at the floor layout and determine where our room is and such. So where are our rooms? Yes, this is a tiny map. Apologies, it's bigger in the downloadable format on the STC website. Our keynote speaker sessions will be in the Regency Ballroom. This is all the Regency Ballroom here. And most of your education sessions will be in Grand Halls C and D and Hanover Rooms A and G. Everything else will be conducted out here in this what's called the pre-function area. And there'll be some 2 levels to go, but most of the activities will be in those 2 areas. So checking in for registration desk. Registration opens on Sunday. It will be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And my understanding is as you come up the escalator to the floor that we will be on, registration will be to your right. You can't miss it. It's beautiful booths. So registration Sunday, 8 to 5. Monday and Tuesday, registration hours are 7 to 5:30, and Wednesday, those hours are 8 to 11 a.m. When you register, you'll pick up a packet, which will have all your goodies in it, your badge that you'll wear throughout the conference, and you'll want to visit the education and information booth if you have questions, you want someone to help go walk you to your room, whatever that may be. Please come by the education information booth and get assistance when you need it. For your audience will be coming from various backgrounds, various types of jobs, and various experience levels. Uh, Attendees can be employees, they can be just freelancers. First-time attendees will have a special ribbon that they'll wear. So if you see those, please welcome them with a big smile and a handshake. Get to know something about them, make their first time at an STC event very memorable so that they'll come back. I remember when I first started, STC was one of the most welcoming associations I belonged to. I've belonged to a couple others in the past and gone to their conferences wearing a first time attendees badge and gotten some bad experiences. So, STC, we embrace all of our new people and our existing veteran people. Um, we're a great society to belong to. Um, Also, when someone comes into your room to attend your session, they may only want to listen to the first 15 minutes and dart out to go to another one. They're trying to capitalize on all the many good sessions that we have, so they'll want to stay for a brief bit of time, or they may be in the wrong room. Um, plan for interruptions and continue on with your presentation. Expectations are that your presentation content should match your session description. That content should match the audience level of whether you chose foundation, applied, or strategic. You are prepared for your presentation and you are respectful and mindful of language or sensitive topics. Um, with an international audience, gestures, anything of that we want to be aware of our group. And we want to start on time and end on time, and that includes your Q&A. So you kind of figure, do you need 15 minutes for Q&A, 5 minutes? That's totally up to you. We don't dictate a particular timing. Okay, once you're in your room, the room will be set up with a standard projector, screen, laptop, wireless mouse, a lavalier microphone, and a sound system. Excuse me. Those are the standard items that will come with the room. The rooms will all be set up in classroom style or theater style. It depends on the type of session. Their slide clickers will not be available. So if you need a remote slide clicker, you must bring your own. You can, of course, insert it into the provided laptop. Wi-Fi. If you had told us that you needed Wi-Fi, then Wi-Fi will be available in your room. If you need a wired connection, we need to know. Um, and anyone with ADA requirements, you need to reach out to Eden Capuano at the STC at stc.org by April 15th. So that's coming up fairly quickly, to inform them that they need to prepare for any ADA requirements that you need as a presenter. Your equipment setup will be an STC laptop is preferred that you use to bring your presentation on a thumb drive that can be inserted into that laptop and used. The AV people will help you with that. If you insist on using your own laptop, then you must bring the standard video connectors and adapters. Our AV team may have some, but we do prefer you use the STC laptop. Workshop presenters, you will use your own laptops. We will not have STC laptops for those. And again, reach out to Eden Capuano if you have any needs in the AV area. Before your session, you want to send out a tweet to invite attendees to come to your session, include your room and the time. You'll want to get to your room at least 10 to 15 minutes early. If you're the first session of the day, You won't have anyone in there, but if there's another session going on, be respectful and just try to step in, and the room monitor will try and get the speaker that's speaking to end on a proper time so you can have time to set up. Um, During your session, the AV team will take your presentation, load it on the STC laptop, and they will open it to the opening slide, which hopefully will be our wonderful cover slide in your presentation. You'll want to remove any jewelry or conference badge, anything that will make noise to the lavalier wireless microphone that you will be wearing. And you will want to ask your attendees to move forward, take all the front seats, leaving the back seats for the last minute people coming into the room. And plus, being in the front of the room, they hear more. And at the end of your session, repeat all of the audience questions for the recordings that will be going on so that those listening to the recordings will be able to know what the question was along with your answer. And again, remind your attendees to complete their evaluations. Every room for presenters will have a room monitor that will be assigned. These will, excuse me, these will either be students or other volunteers to help you, call upon the AV support technicians if needed, reach out to the program committee if needed. You'll have someone there to help you. They will give you a 10-minute warning, a 5-minute warning, a 2-minute warning when you're nearing the end of your time. So again, they will introduce themselves at the beginning of your session. And you can call on them to help you at any time. Equipment removal, as your session's done, please take off your microphone and start packing. If you have people coming up to ask follow-on questions they didn't want to ask in an open forum, please direct them out into the hall or some other area. Then you can take their questions and give them the answers that they're looking for. Formal Q&A, here it says 5 to 8 minutes. Again, that's your choice as to how long you want to take for your Q&A. You'll know your material, you'll know roughly what the audience may or may not have questions about. So do encourage the questions. After the session, there are, I think it's a 15-minute break between sessions. Again, take people out in the hallway and talk with them, and then go ahead and go off to your next sessions. After the summit, so summit is come and gone, we've gone back home. We will send you a link to a Google Drive folder where we will ask you to post your updated slides. Because during the summit, right up until your presentation, many of you are in your rooms or sitting somewhere in the coffee shop making last minute changes to your presentations because you have heard from other presenters on a particular topic that you are presenting on, and you want to add the latest and greatest information you just heard. So we will, after conference by the 21st of May, we will reach out and say, hey, upload your handout or presentation, whichever it is you choose to do. I don't know that we have a preferred format, but if we do, we will communicate that in our email to you with where to put your presentation or handout for everyone who attended the conference to download that information. You can find us online. You should know where we are by now, but summit.stc.org is the main STC summit site. And then the schedule, just put /schedule on there. And then the conference committee members, you can see us. You can tweet us. You can Slack us. We do have a Slack channel. Summer sent out an email yesterday to all presenters that we do have a speaker Slack channel. You have to join the STC Slack channel first, and then let us know that you've joined that, and then we can get you set up on the speakers channel within the STC channel. So in a nutshell, that is 2023. 2024 location and time have not been set yet. We look forward to seeing you this year but also next year. With that, we're open for questions.
Okay, there has been some questions happening in the chat, so I just want to repeat a couple just so it's on the recording in case people are just listening to this in audio format or not able to see the chat and see some of the questions that might be shared. Let me see. One of the questions was, of course, will you get a link to these slides? And yes, we'll provide all the materials for this particular session on the STC Summit website. And also I'll send you an email with a link to the recording for this program, as well as the slides if people need to reference this until the summit. There was a question about if there's going to be proceedings this year, and there will not be proceedings for 2023. Let's see, and there was a question about payments for registration. If anybody has questions about their registration, if they haven't yet registered, or if they had issues registering, or if they think they may have paid an incorrect rate, please send me an email at summit@stc.org, and it's a case-by-case basis, so we can chat offline. Please always reach out with questions regarding that. Let's see, is there a PowerPoint template for the summit? And the answer is yes, and we're trying to get that out within the next week. Jane answered that one. And if there's any, Summer and Jackie, if you're wanting to add any of these questions, please let me know. I'm just
Sure.
other responses. And the latest you'll get that template is May 1, but we're hoping to get it out way sooner than that. But
Right. What are the specs for the STC laptop? That is provided by the AV team. Or do you need, to Mike Jang, do you need a specific type of connection or something? If you can put that in the chat, we can check on that.
Not sure. I mean, I just need to know what to deal with.
Aaron, do you know what the standard STC laptop is at conference, or?
I don't off the top of my head, but that's something we can easily find out. I know that they are, I think their PC is not Mac, so but they're
Right.
compatible. We're compatible to work with both. So if people are having Mac presentations, just there's flexibility. Our AV team is great and has worked with us for many years and ready to go. So a lot of these questions for the specs, we can make note of them and get our AV team to answer some of these for the group if we don't know the answers. We have the person who works with Eden, Shelby, is on this call, so she's, I'm sure, furiously taking notes. We'll get these answers out to everyone.
Okay, Keith had a question here. He will be doing live demonstrations. Will he be able to use a browser on the STC laptop for this? Is that to go out to the internet, Keith?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
and perhaps it's better. I was just thinking, because then I can have everything prepared before I enter the room, to have my own laptop which has standard HDMI connection. That would be, I think, the fastest and quickest way to do this.
Okay, then reach out to Eden Capuano
I'll
and
do
make
that.
sure that she has you listed as using your personal device. And then
Yep.
the AV team can help get you onto the internet and all the such if you need that.
No, yeah, that will be arranged then up front.
Okay.
Good. Thanks.
I'm seeing a question. Can we use and I'm not sure how to Mastodon address rather than Twitter? Does the STC Summit have a presence or tag there? I'm going to go ahead and assume that if you don't have Twitter, you can post it on whatever social media platform you want to. I don't believe STC Summit has a presence or tag in that space, though.
Liz Poland, do we have a Mastodon presence?
No, we do not.
We might be getting one then.
We'll have to look into that.
Okay. All right. Well, if you have Mastodon, go ahead and advertise us out there. We will take anything we can get for exposure. What does bring standard video connectors and adapters mean specifically? I have to use my laptop because I have a specific development environment installed. That would mean if you have if it's like my laptop here at work is is the micro USB and not the standard USB. So if I had to have A to C, I think it is, adapter, I need to bring that on for my own device. I need to bring that. Because if I took this laptop to a normal place that has a normal USB connection, it won't work on my laptop. So that's the type of things when we say bring whatever adapters are specific to your device for our AV team to work with. So hopefully that answered the question there.
Anne Marie is wondering, will there be a practice room at the summit?
Do not know that, Jane or Liz Herman.
We don't have plans to have a practice room at this point.
Okay. Okay, room laptops will be Windows machines. Okay.
We also have a question from Rachel. Are most sessions spaced out a bit so that we have time to set up beforehand and connect with the AV person? My understanding is that, yes, we've allowed a slotted amount of time between sessions for you to get set up.
There's
Correct.
15 minutes between sessions. Generally, if the other speaker is there, you just kind of move to the front and kind of say, hey, I'm the next speaker, and they'll kind of move out and you move in, and AV will be right there. Generally, they're right in the room within a few minutes of each. They're on a time schedule as well, and they'll come in and get you set up, make sure that everything is working their equipment wise. And then if you do need additional assistance, again, your room monitor should be a volunteer that will introduce themselves to you, and you can ask them to step out, get AV if you're having trouble, or anyone from the program committee.
Yep. Actually, let me jump in there, Jackie, and just say this is a good time to remind folks too that, just to be respectful of the next presenter when you're presenting as well. So, keep an eye on the time, don't run over, and make sure that you're wrapping up at the end of your session, because we do have 15 minutes to turn around those rooms.
Exactly. So you mentioned the session being recorded. Will this be a video? And if so, will we be provided a copy of those? I'm not sure about the recording. So Jane, can you speak to that?
Yeah, sorry. Yes, actually the answer is no, the sessions are not going to be recorded
Okay.
this time. So sessions nor are the workshops. So neither the sessions or the workshops are going to be recorded.
Okay. All right. I believe I may have misspoke in my presentation. So yes. Okay. Okay, Ray Davis, for the laptop, he'll need MS Excel installed. Will that be available? I would say reach out to Eden Capuano and make sure that that is one of the items that the AV team is aware of. Ray?
So I'll say, and Kelly has a similar question, agree. I think in those cases, just to be sure, those might be cases where you may need to use your own laptop. So I would say, again, reach out to Eden, let her know what your needs are. And that might be a case where you need to use your own laptop.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, so Liping Yang, can I please confirm for a 45-minute presentation, each speaker will be presenting for 45 minutes in separate rooms? Yes. Every presentation will be in a separate room. Certain amount of presentations per scheduled hour, and you have a total of 45 minutes from start to end for your session, including questions and answers and your introduction.
And Jackie, I'll just chime in for those of you who are doing demonstrations. Thank you very much for trying out our new format at Summit. By the way, this is Liz Herman. And so some people will do, kind of a part 1 and part 2, right? Because they have a total 90-minute demonstration session. So they'll do part 1 of their session for 45 minutes. Everyone will have a 15-minute break, and then they'll come back and do part 2. And those are specifically for people who are doing our demonstration session format.
I have a question. Would we be permitted to set up a tripod to record ourselves? We have a very supportive team who wants to see us present.
This is Liz Poland. I'll answer that one. We have a policy that you cannot do that, that there are no outside recordings can be made. But if you will write an email to us, either myself, liz.poland@stc.org, or to the email address for Eden, we can make a special exception.
Will there be an app for this year's conference from Lyle Butler? No, Lyle, we're not using an app this year. So we will have I believe it's a paper program, Liz Herman, a trifold or some such with the program on it.
Yeah, we'll have a at a glance version of the schedule for you to use at Summit, and then the full schedule with all the good information in it that's currently on the website. You can access that through your mobile device or your laptop while you're at Summit. You might want to print it for yourself before you arrive at Summit. But we will have an abbreviated kind of at a glance schedule available for you. And we'll also have the education booth there. So if you get lost or you're not sure where to go, we will have that booth staff to help you, direct you and help out any way we can.
Seeing a couple questions asking for Eden's information. It's Eden.capuano at STC, or just STC at stc.org. Is that correct, Liz? For Eden?
That's right. Well, we will
Yeah.
make sure that gets to her.
Okay.
Address. I will say, though, even though Atlanta is a hot environment, it is often very cold in the hotel. So make sure you bring appropriate attire to maybe, layers, so that when you're going in and out of the hotel, you're comfortable.
Okay, to Aaron Wiedemeyer, you said we're not going to be given a PowerPoint slide, but the STC laptop, no, the STC laptop will have PowerPoint. It's just if you're using your own laptop with some other software other than PowerPoint, I believe, then we want you to use our cover slide. That's the only requirement. But the STC laptops, I believe, will have PowerPoint.
It's feeling like a stupid.
Go ahead, please.
It's feeling like a stupid question, but will there be internet access in the rooms? There'll be, I mean, at least planning to present from a cloud system.
Yeah, there will be internet in all the rooms. We have a Wi-Fi connection. What you need to inform us of is if for some reason you need a hardwired connection. And generally that's only if you're really going to be taxing the Wi-Fi with something like special programming on your computer. But throughout the entire space, there will be Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. If we bring our own laptop, just in case, is the adapter. We need to prepare the HDMI adapter to connect to the HDMI cable. Lipping, pose that to Aaron, to Eden Capuano and ask that question again. She will know that information. And Mark Medell, is there a dress code, business casual, Liz Poland, you want to answer?
Yeah, I think Jane did. Yep. It's usually
okay.
business casual is perfectly appropriate.
I haven't scrolled down. My bad. All right.
If we've
Any
missed
oth-
any questions, please just put them back in the chat to kind of bump them just in case. I've tried to go through. I think we've answered most all of them, but please let us know if not.
I think you mentioned this before, sorry, but just wanted to confirm the 45-minute presentations, that includes the Q&A, you said? Okay, just wanted to be sure. Thanks.
A good rule of thumb would be like a 5-minute introduction, the bulk of your presentation, and 5 or 10 minutes of Q&A at the end. Unless you want to invite Q&A during your presentation, that's totally on you, how you choose to want to run it. It's just, you know, again, it's up to each presenter how they are more comfortable.
Yeah.
Mike also asked a question just in case not everyone's watching the chat. Are we allowed to wear company logo t-shirts? Liz and Jane both said yes, of course. I don't see why you can't do that.
Are there any other questions that we either unmute and ask or put it in the chat? Keith says practice to finish in 25 minutes. Then you have time for questions and enjoy the session without rushing it. Totally agree with you, Keith. All right, Aaron, I'll turn it back to you. I don't think we have any more questions.
We have one more question that came
Okay.
through. Can we hand out swag with our company logos? Oh, and Jane just answered, swag is always appreciated. So just in case anybody else was wondering.
Cool.
I think that's it as far as questions go.
Okay.
Jackie.
All right, thank you, Summer. Aaron, you want to take it back?
Sure. Well, thanks everybody who attended today. Just as a reminder, you will get a link to this recording probably no later by at the latest by end of week, but hopefully within the next 24 hours or so. There will also be a link to this presentation as well as a link to the slides on our summit website, and you'll have a link in the email to where that's going to live. So you'll have access to this so you can reference it at any point. And if you have questions that you aren't thinking about now, please feel free to communicate with us. You can send, do you mind bringing up your cover slide one more time for just contact information?
Sure.
Yeah, just so we can have that just at the end. You were there. Actually going there, you could always send a note to summit@stc.org and I will get it to our conference committee. But then there is also the final one. It's okay. Just you can send it to the summit email address for the conference committee, and we'll make sure we get it to stcsummit@gmail.com. There we go. That was what I was looking for. You can send it to them and they will answer all the questions that you might have so that you're completely ready and prepared for when we get ready to go on site. We look forward to seeing you there, and we'll see you at registration and in your sessions. So thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And looking forward to it again after 10 years. My last presentation was in Atlanta with STC.
Oh, cool. Welcome back.
Welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you all in Atlanta.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.